standard of the Bible would consider him a liar.
Normal convention.
I was going to that. 1 second. And you also said that conventionally speaking, that is how one would be viewed. Okay, no problem. I asked you, and I'll repeat it again in case you missed it. When you refer to that particular surah, I then said in response, look, in Surah 4:135, this is what it says about how we have to be just even against ourselves. What you seem to have totally missed is that if there is any issue about the suspension or the absolution of oaths, there is a specific reason to it. I think it totally missed you. I then referred to M294 of the 613 commandments as evinced by the Jewish scholars. They say that it is not a sin if you are going to be accused of a sin which was done under duress. Now, I then said to you, wait a minute, Arul, if you are saying 8 truths and 2 untruths makes the person by convention a liar, I then said to you, okay, Ezekiel chapter 14 verse 9 says that God directly deceived. Now,
Never does.
One second. God directly deceived. Again, for the purposes of clarification.
Just because you brought that up, Shabir, show me one person in the Bible who God deceived. One person,
Arul,
please.
Calm down. I didn't interject. Now I've told you very clearly. I am asking you, and I get, brother, is there a problem? Are you talking to me or are you talking to him? Oh, okay, that's fine. Ezekiel 14:9. Brother, I'm not disturbing you, but can you just pull up the word invade again? Right? And you see, now it makes sense to you when I said that, look, if we wanted to end this conversation with one statement, and there are a few others which I haven't even referred to yet, one statement here, chapter 14, verse 9 of is very clear. Okay? I want you, when it says here, Jehovah, and when the prophet is invade so that he speaks a word, Jehovah, prophet. What does the word invade mean?
Persuade someone to something by means of deception or flattery.
Now, does it say here that the Creator, according to the biblical understanding, deceived this particular individual? Yes or no?
Shabir, I am willing to have a long conversation. I know, but yes, irrelevant.
Arul, 1 second. I'll tell you how it is relevant. You need to expand your understanding. Yeah? You see, Arul, if according to your understanding and your view, which you hold strongly, Arul, you said very clearly, a person who says 8 truths and 2 lies conventionally is called a liar. I'm saying, listen, you are referring to 2 Samuels, referring to how oaths must be held to. I'm saying to you, wait a minute, how in the world are you trusting something where the very author is saying that he is a deceiver? Now, I'm asking you a simple question. According to this verse, Arul, does it say God deceived this person? Yes or no?
Shabir, is that your turn?
No, I'm asking first, and then I can go forward. Yes or no? Is it saying...
My response, Shabir, is clear. Yahweh of the Bible, I have read my Bible carefully, right through, and I can challenge you, God of the Bible does not deceptively act. Period.
Okay, Arul.
Period.
Arul.
Now, can I please also suggest that's an ocean
Arul, my friend,
you can hide in, which I don't want to happen.
Arul, you are drowned in it. I am not even hiding. Listen to me, Arul.
Can we please come back?
I have come back. I don't think you are conceiving of what I'm saying. I'll simplify a bit more. Listen, Arul. I said to you, if you are going to accuse, or rather suggest that the Quranic creator, okay, allows willy-nilly, according to you, to break oaths, I'm saying, wait a minute, I have explained to you. Are you familiar with the 630 commandments as evinced by the Jewish scholars? Are you familiar with them?
I am.
You are. So in 294, where it says very clearly, one second, where it says very clearly that, look, if a person sins under duress, they are not to be punished. Now, you see a rule, you need to expand your thinking. What I mean by that is that there are going to be reasons or certain actions that are going to be undertaken by people which were forced on them. So, for example, if somebody forces you or puts you under pain to deny the Creator, and you deny the Creator, are you found guilty according to N294? The answer is no. I know you will not respond. Okay, now I'm asking you a simple question, Arul. According to your standard, this standard of keeping oaths even to death, as you said, I'm asking you a simple question based on that. According to the very same book, which is talking about the God that you believe in, which is apparently polar opposite, in Ezekiel 14:9 is saying very clearly, he sees a person directly. I'm asking you a simple question, Ruth, in the context of this moral aspect. Do you agree that according to Ezekiel 14:9, here I'm reading it, it is saying God deceived this particular individual? Yes or no?
Which individual?
Do you want to read it? I thought you've read the Bible.
I know. Which
I'll read it
individual?
again.
Do you have a specific name there?
I'll read it. I'll read it again. It actually says, I see the prophet. Does it matter now?
It really
Oh,
matters.
excellent. Let's go back.
Because you see,
excellent.
this is what Samshi did the other day.
No.
This is what Samshi did the other day. He brought a case where God hadn't deceived anyone, but because Samshi can't read beyond a particular word, not the entire statement.
Excellent. The whole thing here is about what? Prophets.
Which
prophets?
Which was?
Here, false ones. Okay. Now, I'm asking.
So which
one
second.
second. What, do you want the context as well? No problem.
Which particular
no.
prophet is it talking about?
I'm so glad you are asking me that. It means you have taken actually a step forward. Good. Now, one second. No, here it is. It is taking you and some of the elders of Israel at chapter 14. Start. Okay? It talks about them. You carry on reading it. Here is the classic issue which you are now trying to...
Have you got an answer, Shabir?
I'm giving you the answer.
Which prophet was deceived?
I'm giving you the answer.
Please give me the answer.
I am giving you the answer. Okay? I am telling you here, when it comes all the way back, the question that is being asked and you are now trying to avoid is simple. Can you read yours as well?
No, Shabir,
Come on, Arul, come on. It is a very important issue.
I'm not here to play some little games here. I'm here to deal with serious moral
but I think
issues.
Brother Arul is
Shabir, my challenge in that regard...
It's a moral issue. I'll tell you what.
Have you finished now?
One second. No,
I
asked you a very simple, 3 times I'm asking, and I'll ask you again. Okay? The whole of the chapter is there. You can read it as well. I'm here. I'm telling you where it is talking about. I, Jehovah, am going to reply to him. I, Jehovah, have deceived that prophet and will swing my hand over him and rout him out. The question you are asking, will listen to your logic. I'm saying to you, wait, whether it's James, John, Jesus, Muhammad, Arul, Shabir, whoever, the issue is not that. The issue is, does it say that he, God, is the one deceiving? Yes or no?
Is that an end of your term?
No, I'm asking a question.
No, you're asking me many questions.
I haven't asked you, I've only asked you one. Does it say here? Does it say here? Because you're not answering. You keep going all over.
No, you make your points and then let me respond. Please,
Arul, you have been accustomed to having these kinds of discussions. I don't have discussions like this. I said a conversation, and part of the conversation is that when a question is asked, like you had asked me, I responded to it.
I never asked you such questions. I finished I presented to you a case for you to respond
I'm saying,
back.
okay, I'll tell you what, in 2 points. Number one, I gave you a very clear indication of what the Creator is saying to us. if you want to misconstrue it, that's entirely your decision about the Quran in Surah 66.
So-
okay, one second, let me finish. Yeah, I now am saying to you, look, whatever basis of morality you seem to hold as being superior from the Bible, I am saying to you, look, according to the standards of the Bible, everything, unfortunately, is a total fail. Why? Because this verse here, which again you still are resisting and coming out with, which prophet that? No, the issue is not who the person being, one second, who the person being addressed is or ought to be. The issue here is a simple one, and I'm going to ask you one last time, and I hope you have the courage to answer. It says here, I, Jehovah, have deceived that. Now, can I ask you, one second, can I ask you, do you agree that here it says that Jehovah deceived?
So, Shabir, the definition he brought up before us, persuade, not deceive, persuade, to do something, that's the definition, not deceive, persuade to do something by means of one of two things, according to this definition, one of two things. One of them is deception, and the other one is flattery. That is the definition here. Now, if you want to run, no, excuse me, Shabir, I am now answering. Before,
I'm not saying anything.
thank you. If you would listen, please.
I'm listening.
My
to you.
point is this.
I can do two things at the same time.
The reason I asked you for the name of the prophet there is not because I wanted to find who you think Yahweh was deceiving, but rather my point was because we disagree on the definition, on the meaning of the statements that you are reading, I wanted us to go through the illustration of the example for us to clearly see Yahweh of the Bible does not deceive. There was a particular case I had a discussion with Samshi, where the illustration involved false prophets, Yahweh himself, true prophet, and a king. If you take every single entity involved in that conversation, which Samshi thought God was deceiving, none of them was deceived.
Right.
Every single one knew that a lying spirit had gone out with lies and had spoken to false prophets.
Okay.
Every single one of them knew. No deception involved. Samshi could not even read the context entirely. He was sticking to one word here, one word there. And that seems to be what you are doing there. And that is where I wanted an illustration. Anyway, my point is this. The explanation you have given, what I wanted to discuss about today was about keeping oath. And the point there is Yahweh of the Bible sticks to his word no matter the cost.
Arul.
No matter the cost.
Sorry,
Islamic
Arul,
Allah.
what are you saying? No.
Islamic Allah.
Come on, you are not being fair now.
Islamic
Arul,
Allah, on the other hand,
Arul, let's go back to the word in
Surah
vain.
66, verses 1, 2, 3, if I could
Arul,
read.
let's go back to the word in vain.
Why prohibit you that which Allah has made lawful for you, seeking to please your wives? What duress is involved here? No duress is involved. I'm not saying under duress you can lie. I'm not saying under duress you can break your oath. I'm not suggesting that at all. Yahweh never suggests that to happen. But all that I'm saying is purely because you brought duress into the picture, I'm just clarifying to you clearly there is no duress involved. This is a domestic issue between a man and a couple of his wives. That seems to be the problem. No duress involved, unless you could suggest Aisha threatened to kill Muhammad, or some other wife of Prophet Muhammad threatened to kill him. If that is what you're going to suggest, that's fine. Allah has made lawful for you, legal for you, absolution from your oaths, and Allah is your protector. And it goes on to say, when the Prophet confided a fact to one of his wives, and when she afterwards divulged it, and Allah informed him of it, he made known part of it and passed over part.
Yes.
The point here is, if you both turn to Allah repentant, what is repentant according to him? Not having to keep your oath. Is repenting.
Right, okay.
To me, that's a weird definition of repentance, and that is a weird moral character which is of God. And therefore, my suggestion, Shabir, is instead of you trying to get all your dictionaries and all that, I'm willing to have a long conversation. I'm willing to have a long conversation of whether Yahweh of the Bible is a deceiver, or if
Arul.
Allah is the greatest
Arul.
of deceivers,
Arul.
Islamic Allah. I'm willing to
Okay.
have that long conversation, but not today. The
Right.
point today
One
is
second, Arul.
keeping oaths. Islamic Allah doesn't care to.
Right. Arul.
He advances the idea of not keeping it.
Okay.
Yahweh
Okay,
wants
I'll-
people to keep it.
Right.
He is the only true God. Islamic
Arul,
Allah
Arul.
either does not exist or
Arul,
is
stop.
subhuman in moral character.
Arul, please stop preaching so much. Okay, listen. I said